Bottom of a thing that has no elevator. Everybody's only on a staircase with a lift. Turns out the building only offers up a shift. One flight at a morning and a landing for a year. Nothing about the schedule was remotely clear. Past a lot of people who were going back below. Some of them were smiling and I understood the no. Not a single judgment, it's a brutal kind of climb. Everybody's welcome to their own idea of time. Look back down and see how far it went. Every single step of it was spent. The way up, no other route exists. Everything they sold you was a shortcut in a myth. I don't mind the distance now that I can see the shape. Nothing worth arriving at is offered an escape. Climb the low end, pushing at my back. Everything I need is in the pack. Kid on the second floor asked how long it takes. Told them longer than a person comfortably makes. Also that it's better than the thing they think they want. Also that I do it again, and that's the honest there. There is no rival, that's the part they never say. Just a better altitude and more of the same day. Everything I wanted turned into a place to stand. Then the stairs continued and I understood the plan. Long way up and I am somewhere in the middle. Everything below me was enormous and it's little. Let the top be theoretical, I don't need it there. Climbing is the answer and the answer is the air. Climbing is the answer and the answer is the air. Somewhere in a building and I keep going. came to check our claim. 6 of us and speakers and we didn't need a name. Rules were written quickly on the back of a receipt. Nobody's a stranger and there's nothing to compete. Bring what you are carrying and take what you require. Only law we needed was the tending of the fire. Look at all the lies that we don't own. Best place I have ever called home. Rooftop Republic, 4 floors from the sky. Citizens of nothing and enormously alive. Nobody's collecting and there's nothing here to buy. Everything worth having is the reason we're up high. Off the baseline, lifting off the tar. Nobody remembers where we are. Somebody will graduate and somebody will leave. Someone gets a job with an alarming kind of sleep. That's the way it goes and it is not a thing to mourn. Everything that ended was enormous when it's born. 20 years from now in a considerable chair, someone's gonna picture the antennas in the air. Nothing in the office will approximate the height. That's the only kingdom that we govern. Right, 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 right. Republic on a rooftop, dissolving into day. Everyone a founder and we're all about to stray. Let the city take us and divide us into lanes. Somewhere up above us there's a nation that Ladder coming down and we go on. Ladder coming down and we go Everybody's talking about carbon and the years. Nobody discusses what it's like inside the gears. Grinding is not poetry, it's mostly just a sound. Ugly and repetitive and very underground. Slowly on a metaphor about becoming stone. Never mentioned decades of the doing it alone. Still I'm in the middle of it, still I'm holding on. Something in the pressure has a rhythm like a song. Hear the interference in the squeeze. That is the sound of what I'm gonna be. Diamond static roaring in the press. Everything that shines was a period of stress. I don't want the polish, I wanna see the seam. Proof it was a process and it wasn't just a dream. Crush. Crush the low and folding into light. Something clear is forming out. nothing else. Came in with a mood that I could not put into words. Left it on the platform in a language that's absurd. Numbers do not argue and they do not sympathize. Only thing that's honest at 5:15. Bar does not care what my week has been about. Either I can lift it or the bar is gonna shout. Beautiful arrangement with no politics inside. Everything I bring here is the thing I cannot hide. Chalk it up and let the doubt go blind. Truth is in the 90 seconds of my mind. Weight room gospel. Preach it in every set. Nobody gets saved by a thing they haven't met. I don't need a sermon, I need another plate. Everything I'm learning is a version of the way. Slam! The low and shaking off the fear. Something in me answers when it's here. Guy in the corner who is twice the age of me, doing it religiously and quietly at 3. Nobody's recording and he isn't going pro. That's the purest thing I have witnessed in a row. It was never muscle, it was always about proof. Something in the body that can testify to truth. Every honest rap is a small and stupid vow. Keeping it is all that I have ever known of how. Gospel of the weight room, bringing off the steel. Everything I carry out of here is what is real. Let the world be complicated on the other side. In here it's just gravity and everything I've Iron on the floor and I go home. Iron on the floor, la 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 go. La 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 la. Iron on the floor, la 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 go. La 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 la. Crown on a chair, and nobody says. Everybody K-Pop. Everybody waiting for a person with a plan, scanning the horizon for a definite command. Nobody's arriving and the waiting is the trap. Meanwhile, there's a country that is falling off the map. I don't want the scepter and I don't want the seat. Watch what it does to anybody it can be. Something in the city makes a person go to stone. Rather have a table than a throne. Look around and count the capable. Every single one of them is full. Empty throne club, membership is free. Everybody's leading and there's nobody to be. I don't need a king to tell me where the morning is. All of us together is the only thing that lives. Rise the low end, lifting off the floor. Nobody's waiting anymore. Somebody will try it and we'll let them for a while. Then we'll pass it over with a democratic smile. Nothing about power should be permanent or dear. Rent it for a season, give it back within a year. Every empire started with a person who was tired. Somebody exhausted who was suddenly admired. Then the chair got comfortable and nobody could rise. That's the whole of history and all of its disguise. Club of the empty throne. Meeting in the square. Nobody's presiding and there's plenty of us there. Let the chair stay open and collect a little dust. Better than a monarch that a nation has to trust. Crown in a drawer and the room is full. Crown in a drawer and the room is full. a drawer, and the room is full. Crown in a drawer, and the room is full. Nobody's screaming, and the room is on fire. Everybody's silent, and there's mayhem in the shelves. 12 of us conspiring with 100 other selves. Nobody's permitted to be loud inside this hall. Best place in the city for a person to grow tall. Kid in the corner with a book about a bomb. Not the kind that levels, but the kind that carries on. Nobody's supervising and there's nothing here to sell. Dangerous arrangement and it's working very well. Turn a page and hear the system creak. That's the loudest thing about the leak. Riot in the library, silent and complete. Everything that's changing has a chair and has a seat. I don't need a banner and I don't need a street. The revolution happens where the one thing learns to read. Hush the low end, whispering the plan. Nobody's arresting what I am. Grandmother in the back with the language and a pen. Learning it at 70 and getting there again. Nobody is watching and there isn't any prize. That's the exact definition of a fire in disguise. Every kind of tyrant has been frightened of a shell. Not because of armies, but because of finding self. Nothing more disruptive than a person who can see. Cheapest revolution in the history of free. Library and riot, orderly and armed. Everybody dangerous and nobody alarmed. Let the world be loud with its opinions and its noise. And here there's a quiet that's dismantling the ploy. Nobody's screaming and the fire is spreading. Nobody's screaming and the fire is spreading. Clock on the way. Move. Told myself in April that the summer was the time. Told myself in August with the confidence sublime. Now the leaves are doing what the leaves are meant to do. Nothing in the calendar has anything to prove. Everybody's waiting for a signal from the sky. Permission from a stranger or a reason to be shy. Nobody's arriving with the stamp upon a form. Somebody should mention that the waiting is a start. Look at what the waiting costs so far. Every year is heavier by far. Half past never, that's the hour that I keep. Everything important scheduled somewhere in my sleep. I don't want the deadline, I want the actual start. Nothing about later ever soften up the heart. Tick, the low end counting like a fiend. About time that I could free. Nothing about time is ever free. Did the thing on Tuesday and it took about an hour. 10 years of the dreading for a 60-minute power. Laughed until it wasn't very funny anymore. That's the only comedy that opens up a door. Everyone is standing at the edge of what they want, making it enormous so the standing seems a font. Nothing is enormous when you finally begin. Small and disappointing is the shape of getting in. Never became now and it was smaller than I feared. Everything I built it into vanished as a near. Let the clock be broken, I don't need it anymore. Doing is the only thing that ever fixed the door. Heard that's the hour that I keep. Everything important scheduled somewhere in my sleep. I don't want the deadline, I want the actual start. Nothing about whole apartment in a thing I didn't cause. Stood there in the parking lot and somebody's all close. Everybody's sorry and I didn't have a word. Only had a stomach and it made itself be heard. Funny what survives when the rest of it is gone. Photographs are ashes but the appetite goes on. Wanted a sandwich at the worst hour of my life. Nothing about it was profound and it was right. Hunger is the last thing to depart. Nash, appetite, everything I owe. One of them is finished and the other one is grown. I don't need a lesson from the fire on the hill. Only need the fact that I am wanting something still. Burn the low and glowing in the cold. Something is remaining that is whole. Built it back with borrowed and a great deal of cheap. Nothing matches anything and I do not lose sleep. Better than the old one in a way I can't defend. Maybe because I know exactly how it ends. If you're still looking at the smoke above a life, please believe that wanting is the thing that gets you by. Not a noble feeling and it doesn't need to be. Hunger is the cheapest and the truest guarantee. Everything I heard. Appetite and ashes growing in the dark. Everything I lost is a considerable start. Let the fire have it, it was only ever things. I'll be at the table with whatever morning brings. Brings tea, brings wine, and beer every morning brings. Everything burn, and I'm still eating. Headphones on. Headphones on, and the world goes out. Nobody gets religion. Looks like an English set. Mine is at a desk with a cable in my head. Show up in the morning and I do the ugly part. Nothing about it is romantic in the start. Prayer is a schedule that I keep without a God. Faith is in the doing when the doing is a slog. Miracles are rare, but the practices are right. Something in repeat, it makes the thing come out right. Plug it in and let the current run. Everything I worship gets it done. Wired saint, halo made of light. Nothing supernatural about it in the slightest. I don't need a heaven and I don't need a sign. Only need the hours and the fact that they are mine. Below and running like a vow. Everything I'm building is the now. Somebody asked me what I'm doing this all for. Didn't have an answer that could satisfy the floor. Truth is that the doing is the whole of the reward. Nothing at the ending that the middle can't afford. Every kind of holy that has ever moved a hand started with a person doing more than they had planned. Nobody's anointed and there isn't any call. Showing up on Tuesday is the sacrament of all. Saint of the wired, glowing at the desk. Everything unglamorous and none of it a test. Let the world be loud on the other side of these. I'll be in the current doing this until I cease. is modest and it doesn't make a sound. Nobody's impressed and nobody comes around. Still I got a morning that belongs to me alone. Nobody has purchased any hour that I own. Friend of mine has millions and a schedule made of stone. Every single minute is a minute that he's loaned. Call me on a Sunday just to hear about the park. Told him about pigeons and he listened in the dark. Counted in a currency they lack. Everything I spend is coming back. That's millionaire, rich in the small. Everything I'm holding wouldn't register at all. I don't want summer, I want the afternoon. Nothing on the market that can purchase me in June. Soft, the low and selling Everything I own is out of sight. Somebody will read this and decide it's a defense. Sour grapes and coping in a comfortable fence. Maybe they are right and I have made a peace with less. Peace is not a failure, it's a fairly good address. I'm not romance about being underpaid. Money is a freedom and I take it if it's made. Only saying quietly and only in the song. Some of us are wealthy in a way that isn't wrong. Millionaire of dust, counting in the sun. Everything I've gathered can't be spent or won. Let them build the towers, I'll take the smaller street. Rich is just a word for having somewhere to retreat. Counting what I have, counting what I have, and I stop counting what I have. Stop counting. Counting what I have, counting what I have, and I stop counting. We're in an absence to a room. Everybody's shining in a competition mode. Sequins and a story and a very heavy load. Came in wearing nothing that reflects a single beam. Turn the whole equation into somebody's bad dream. Light goes in and nothing ever finds its way back out. That's the kind of power that will never need to shout. Every eye adjusting to a shape they cannot place. Nothing more unsettling than an unreflective space. Look at me and see the room instead. Everything you're seeing is your head. Vantablack Suit, absolute and clean. Nothing gets returned and there is nothing in between. I don't need a sparkle to be standing in the front. Absence is a statement and it does the heavy hunt. Avoid the low and swallowing the shine. Everything that's lifted is a line. Woman by the window asked me where I got the code. Told her it's a posture and it isn't what I wrote. Anybody wears it if they're willing to be less. Hardest thing in fashion is the going without dress. Everything demanding your attention is a plea. Nothing about brightness ever set a person free. Learn to be a shape that does not beg to be adored. Then the room arrives at you without a single word. Suit made of Vantablack, moving through the glare. Everybody looking and there's nobody aware. Let the sequins argue with the chandelier above. I'll be in the absence, which is what I actually love. Avoid the low and swallowing the shine. Everything with what dinner's a lie.
Nothing left to see, only a reflection and it looked a lot like me. Didn't like the pressure and I didn't like the jaw. Didn't like the person that the accident led me. Something about it was the thing I couldn't see. Cheapest kind of therapy that ever came for free. Look until the looking gets it right. Something honest living in the light. Black glass mirror, accidental and exact. Everything I'm hiding is a thing it handed back. I don't want a filter and I don't want a frame. Just a plain reflection with a plain and useful name. Still the line, sitting in the room. Still the line, sitting in the room. Nothing here is anybody's truth. Looked at other people and they looked back complete. Everybody carrying a mirror in a hand. Everybody hoping that it shows a better stand. This is not a lecture on the evils of the screen. I have loved it dearly and I know just what I mean. Only that the darkness in the glass is also true. Sometimes you should let it have a conversation too. Mirror made of black glass. Honest when it's off. Everything you show me is the thing I'm working on. Let the light come back and let the scrolling take its place. I remember what it looked like, my own actual face. Flame anything on this side of the line. Grew here anyway, with a stubborn kind of spine. Roots went sideways when the downward wasn't free. Everything about me is a workaround, you see. Water comes from leaking and the sun arrives at 4. Half a day of daylight through the gap beside the door. Learn to run on nearly and to bloom upon a maybe. That's an education that will never make you lazy. Look at what it takes to be this rare. Nothing about here was ever fair. Concrete orchid opening at night. Impossible and present and offensively alive. I don't need a greenhouse and I never had a bed. Everything I'm made of is the going on instead. Boom, the low end pushing through the sea. Something in the gray became a dream. Somebody with acres asked me how the trick was done. Told them there's no trick, there's just a not being done. They went home and watered things that come up either way. Nothing wrong with that, but it is not the thing I say. If you're in a place that has no business growing you, please believe the concrete is a nutrient too. Everything constraining is a shape you get to take. Beautiful is what the hard conditions make. Orchid in the concrete, glowing in the crack. Everybody walking past and nobody looks back. Let them keep their gardens with the rose and with the rain. I'll be in the sidewalk doing rare inside the plane. Something rare still open in the Bloom, the low end pushing through the seam. La, 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 light in the shape of somebody I met. Talking till the morning through a rectangle of glass. Everything about it was as real as it could pass. Learn the way you breathe before I ever knew your hands. Modern kind of intimacy nobody understands. Send me a recording of a street I never walked. Played it while I cooked and it was almost like we talked. Distance is a thing that we negotiate with sound. Everything is present and there's nobody around. Reach into the light and find the air. Beautiful and desperately not there. Hologram lover, luminous and thin. Everything is offered and there's nothing to begin. I don't want a picture, I want a heavy door. Something with a handle and a body on the floor. Ache the low and filling up the space. Nothing in the room can hold the faith. Book the kind of ticket that would end it either way. Either it's a person or a phantom in a day. Terrified of both and I am going anyway. That's the only ending I am willing now to play. Everybody warns you that the real is a decline. Nothing quite as perfect as a person in a line. That's exactly why I want the messy and the flawed. Rather have the trouble than a beautiful facade. Love made of hologram, flicker into gone. And everything we built is a bridge I'm walking on. Let the light go out and let the airport take the rest. Something with a heartbeat is the only kind of test. going off and I get on the plane.
Something soft and nothing gets the weirs. Or the gentle versions in the room that wanna tea. Everybody wondering exactly what's beneath. Answered every question with a courtesy and a smile. Left them with the feeling they could not identify. Softness as a strategy is heavily misread. People hear a whisper and assume there's nothing said. Every single word of it was measured and precise. Velvet on the outside of a very solid vibe. Try to put a hole in what I wear. Watch it close politely in the air. Bulletproof silk, draping to the floor. Beautiful and useless is the thing they took me for. Take a shot and see it disappear inside the weave. Everything they aimed at is a thing I didn't grieve. Slide the low end, moving like a ham. Nothing in the fabric answers them. Somebody eventually decided on a test. Said a thing in public that was meant to hit the chest. Watched it hit the silk and go completely to the ground. Loveliest and quietest and most enormous sound. This is not a costume and it isn't a defense. Just the way I'm built and it is finally making sense. Nothing about softness is a synonym for weak. Hardest thing to break is what you cannot even read. Silk that stops a bullet, shining in the light. Everything about me is a paradox they fight. Let them keep the armor and the noise it likes to make.
ocean on the left and the city on the right. Drove until the building started giving up the fight. Sand against the guardrail and a percentage losing light. Everything out here is a business that is closed. Beautiful and ruined and completely unopposed. Motel with a vacancy for people like the two. Somebody who's leaving and somebody who knew. Never asked her surname and she never asked me mine. Cleanest conversation I have had in quite some time. Air is full of iodine and rust. That's the only chemistry I trust. Salt and neon eating at the paint. Everything decaying at a beautiful rate. I don't want a city that has never met the sea. Something in the ruin makes an honest kind of me. Roll below and mix it with the surf. Nothing here remembers what it's worth. Coffee at the counter from a pot that's been alive. Woman with a novel and a paperback of 5. Told me that the season used to fill the parking lot. Said it with a shrug and a coffee she forgot. Everything eventually goes back into the salt. Buildings and the businesses and everything you bought. Nothing about that has ever frightened me at all. Comfortable to know I'm not the only thing to fall. Neon in the salt, they're buzzing at the shore. Everything is temporary, that is what it's for. Let the ocean have it when it finally arrives. I'll have had the evening and the driving and the Ocean on the left, yeah. Dim morning up ahead. We're in a storm that wasn't mine. Copied all the postures of the people I admired. Talked the way they talked until my own voice retired. Worked for a season and it got me in the door. Then the door was open and I didn't know what for. Everybody's costume fits a little bit too tight. Nobody's discussing that we're doing it all night. Somewhere in the mirror there's a person going thin, wondering exactly when the borrowing began. Gather back and stand there in the rain. See if there is weather in my name.
We'll be on down.
Roar of thunder rolling out of me. Nothing in the sound was ever mine original. I don't want the echo, I want the actual storm. Even if it's smaller, even if it's warm. Fade the low and quieting to true. Something underneath it that is new. First real sentence that I made without a guide. Sounded like a stranger and it made me wanna hide. Kept it anyway because it came from where I live. That's the only currency that anybody gives. Everyone
fire. No need to raise my voice, no need to draw a line. I kept my fire quiet, now it burns just fine. I'm not chasing any sign, I became the light. Watch me shine. Don't blind eye align. Every scar refracts the light. This is mine, all mine. Watch me shine. If the dark remembers me, let it see who I turn to be. No disguise, no design, just the truth in my shine. Watch me shine. I don't blind eye align. Every scar refracts the light. This is mine, all mine. Watch me shine. Mirror crack, but I'm standing straight. Lipstick courage just enough. Every doubt fades to the background, gets real quiet when I step up. I've learned to hold my ground in heels on shaking floors. What tried to pull me under only made me want it more. I hear the room hold its breath like it knows what's about to start. I don't need to prove a thing, I already crossed the dark. I've been small, I've been watched, I've been measured, misread. Now I'm walking with my head high, every word already said. If this is the moment, I won't look away. I don't borrow confidence, I bring my own flame. All eyes on me tonight. I don't flinch, I don't hide. Every scar, every fight is the reason I shine. Let them see what I've become, let the truth be amplified. All eyes on me tonight. Yeah, all eyes. Used to fear the spotlight glare, now I breathe inside the heat. I don't need their validation, I already know my worth runs deep. If they whisper, let them talk. If they doubt, let it ring. I didn't walk through all that fire just to be another thing. If this is the moment, I stay right here. I don't chase perfection, I make it clear.